Hello and welcome. Today it is finally time to sort out this. This is our new unboxing area. Now it doesn't seem like it's much of anything at the moment. It's just a load of shelving all thrown around, which I am now going to sort out and tidy up. I put a couple of boxes there for a bit of bodging. We have got a nice service here to do a bit of little building. We've got a little table here, and yes, there is a bit of a light flicker which will disappear because by the end of day today I will be collecting the new lights that will be going in, which I'm really excited about. But what we need to do, we need to go from here up into the actual Lego rooms. I need to pick out some sets that are going to look nice on display here. Now what I wanted to share with you is actually all of this style of shelving. Now what I've got here, it is all the different brackets. So these will just go in at any height, and as you can see they go all the way up to the ceiling, and that goes all the way across on this bit, and then it comes all the way through, and there are multiple ways then that you can actually put the shelving in, and the white brackets go all the way from top all the way down to the bottom. So it does mean that we can really polish this up really nicely, and I can just get the timber, either I can cut it to fit or I can just get it made to measure. So it's all nice and simple. So we have got up at the moment opportunity to put some bits and pieces across the top just in there. Then obviously we've got some sets that are going to go across there. Then I was thinking of maybe putting another 2 rows of stuff just behind where that black mat is. Then I'm going to have all my camera equipment underneath this bit, and then this is going to be the new home for all the unboxing videos until I get the other area sorted. And then we'll keep flipping between the two. Now, talking of the other area, which is this space just here, and it is turning into a bomb site as per normal, because I'm now going to have to move everything on the table behind me, even though we had just started to put all of these little bits in and start to make it all good before we actually got all the base plates down. But all of this that you see now, everything here, all of it's going to have to be basically ripped up to basically here. So everything back's going to have to go, because there is some floor damage around there, which won't be picking up on the camera. But if I stand on it, I'll end up going through the floorboards. Not ideal, so I'll end up going through the roof if I stand on the wrong thing, hence why I need to rip all the carpet up, unscrew all the big bits of boarding, put a new bit of board down, and then figure out everything else that's underneath it. So that's a long-term project, but we'll skip that. But what this does allow us to do is, fingers crossed, is not only over a period of time will I be able to get the lighting a little bit better in here, we can now pick 1 or 2 sets that we're unsure of from here to go down. Now, I don't know if you guys and girls know that if you take a seat with me and then we come all the way down to here, we have got the Colosseum. And then all underneath here, which you can't see very well because I haven't got the light with me, is all of the special edition sets from Billund. So you've got the Billund Airport there, and there's a lot of architectural sets there. Now, what I would like to do is maybe put all of those on one shelf, either right at the very top, so you only see them from further afield, because I do like the architecture sets, because the ones that I've got remind me of every place that I've been to, either on a trip or just memories that I've had it in the past. And the other thing that I wanted to do with it, which I'm still tempted to do in a long period of time, is actually use them as a mini land, and it does work very well to minifigure scale, so I could potentially bring them back up after as a theme park thing, and then put 1 or 2 of the other sets down. Now I'm gonna try and get that moved today just to see if it fits, but the plan of attack in the order of this video, fingers crossed, is I want to get, by the end of my day today, not the end of this video, is I want to get all the bits and pieces off the back, so all those shelves are basically completely on show, and then I can get some more brackets to put in at the top, so you can see what I mean about how they're completely different brackets. Nice thing is, because they are cut to fit, like the new Disney Castle for example, that could potentially go in the middle. Custom shelf floating, another bit of wood goes over the top. It's super easy. Once all of that is completely then pulled out, what I'd like to do is try and get these sets down, but then that does leave us obviously a lot of space for other sets that we could potentially put in. Now, what up here do you think would look nice on display permanently as an unboxing? Because we have got choices. We've either got, we move all of the Marvel DC section, which is all of that stuff over there. The reason why it's so dark is I put all the lighting directly above my head, just because I was in the process of moving stuff. Does all of that go on a shelf and it just goes side by side and it's done for? Do we lose all of this? I think that's probably the worst idea. Do we put all of the Ninjago stuff side by side in a long line in a strip, and then that frees up, well, a huge table, and then we can extend all of the roller coaster track and everything around? Do we put the stuff that was on that top shelf, do we bring that back down? You guys and girls, let me know in the comments below, because I'm going to leave some space on the shelf. You let me know what you think would work. Maybe everything stays up here, and then all the new stuff goes down. Because you've got this Rivendell set, for example, just here. Does that go down there and it's just a nice set that is on display, or do we carry on with our really, really nice park? So basically, that's a long-winded way of me saying we've got options and I need your help. So comments below, let me know what you think. Do we put a Star Wars display down there and it frees up that table? What do we do? Because once I've cleared everything off, obviously everything's got to come off the floor. It will then go back in much neater than what it already is. It just needs a full overhaul. And you can see that I've got these ones here that are always wanting to get involved. So you've got one there, and then you've got one that is about to fall asleep on the Lego bag. So they're both going to be helping us today. So what I am going to do now is we're going to go back into the unboxing area. I want to get all those bits and pieces off, and then if I get them off and I can get these bits and pieces moved, bonus. If I can't, because the weather is so bad, they will stay up here. Once it's cleared, then what we can do is we can collect the lighting, get it unboxed, and then that'll be nice and exciting. I'm sure these two are thrilled that all of this is going to be going on today, because they're wondering why I keep running around. But it's going to be one of those sort of vlog slash update videos, because until I've got all the lighting and things in, it kind of doesn't make any sense me building bits and pieces. And the other issue that I've got now is I've got sets like these, for example, which I was about to start putting together. So I've got this one, and then I've got a little bit of a pile here of just some other Marvel sets and things like that, which I was about to get going. But there's really no point, I don't think, getting them built if I then have to move them straight away. So that's something else that I need to think of. You guys can sort of assist me as I go, unless I build them and just take them apart, or I can just keep them on display somewhere else down there. But so we're going to go back to the new unboxing area and start cleaning up the shelves. Two of the three of us have made it back down. She fell asleep upstairs. Now, do we think we can get the Colosseum up at the top where all those extension plugs and everything are? Because obviously there is a slight angle to the roof. Do I have to move that shelf? I wonder if I can put it in at the top, and then as it gets smaller, we could then potentially put the smaller bits and pieces in. I thought if I keep the light off, it wouldn't be so flickery for you, so I did watch that start back. Now, obviously we've got big gaps from that next shelf down. That is actually the tumbler box is touching the bracket from the bottom to the top. But then I think you can easily get another 2, maybe 3 shelves in just underneath. Then we have got the options, and maybe for other live streams, we can then create some other display just across the back. Again, we can just keep it to the 2 shelves, or I can add more shelving in a little bit lower if required. We've got that natural light behind me, so that's always a nice thing, but obviously I would set it up that way, so that would be coming in, so I could actually have the camera in front just there, and then from that point we could then come over and just have a different backdrop. So basically we could have 2 backdrops. We could have the unboxing backdrop, and then we could almost have like a video live backdrop as well, depending on what we're going to do with the sort of table position and how I can set up the lights and everything like that. But I am waffling because I'm trying to stop myself from actually doing any work. I'm going to get all of this taken off, and then we're going to see what space that we've got. This is the potential stuff that we've got to play with. That is now been cleared in the corner, so there's a couple of shelves just there. Now you can see these white things that I was talking to you about. They go all the way from the ceiling, and then they go all the way down to the floor, which is ideal. So you can see there's 2 there. I can add another one in on that side. Now we have already got the 2 shelves in, so that's nice and simple, and then it will wrap around if it needs to, and then it can carry on coming around this way all the way down. So I don't know what to put where. I don't know in that top corner if I just have it as sort of a shame pile of stuff ready to build, or if I just keep all my camera equipment in there and it's out the way. I don't know if that's actually going to be on show for the unboxing videos, but the main focus of the display to start with is going to be this bit as it comes round. So potentially thinking Colosseum top left, and then as that roof bit comes down, we've got the other options. Or do we put different bits of artwork in at the top, and then we don't actually bring the Colosseum down, or if we do, it comes much, much lower? Because don't forget, depending on, obviously it sounds stupid, but depending on where you're going to be seeing it from, that would be the unboxing view. And then when I start showing off all the minifigures and everything, it's going to be that low and lower, because that is going to be the height of the table. So you're going to see basically all the way down to the floor. So we need different displays going all the way across the top. So again, this is where I'm going to need your feedback and your help with regards to what do you think in the comments is going to work as we go through. This is also going to be maybe a 2-parter, because what I want to do is I want to get 1 or 2 sets on there to see what it looks like. I will use the architectural sets just because they're smaller, but you might be hearing it in the background absolutely pouring down. But what I am going to do very, very quickly, because I have 3 of them right beside me, is use the new action figures just as a scale on the top shelf, just to see what they look like. So that is that. Obviously I'm doing it on a GoPro, not the actual unboxing camera, but these are what these things look like together. I think they look quite nice actually. Hopefully it's picking it up. Don't forget I haven't got the light on purpose, but they are a good size and a good scale, and these shelves are very, very deep, as you can see, and it does go across. If they don't quite work there, maybe they can go across up on that bit, because I think that might be the perfect spot maybe for the new Spider-Man artwork that's coming out. The good thing is about all of these being completely removable and they come out in seconds is that obviously when new display sets come out and we want to sort of rotate it around, then it'll be really, really easy, because you've got all the different bits of wood that you can just have, and obviously you can have multiple brackets just underneath each other, so that's not a problem. The tricky thing is going to be the lighting, because thanks to Jay's Toy Collection UK, he came up with some he's got amazing lighting. Check him out, he's got phenomenal lighting all around, but his way of doing it I don't think will work, because if I am going to keep moving the shelves and moving them up and down and sort of almost having them cut to fit, I'm going to need portable lighting instead, and I think I might have that sorted. So it means that if and when it's pitch black in here and we're doing the live streams, the shelves behind me can all be lit up in different colours. So that is the plan of this. Now I'm standing like this on purpose to see if you guys and girls can see that, so I don't know what that looks like until I watch this back, but maybe it might be all right, but I won't know until I watch it back on a big computer screen. Now on this shelf we have got the big Batwing, we've got the 89 Batman, we've got the big old tumbler, and then we have actually got the Ghostbuster one on this shelf. And obviously I want to maybe put all of these together, get them on these stands, and then just have them all about. And then obviously I'll just flat pack the boxes, but I'm just putting the boxes there at the moment just to fill up the space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep plodding along and just try to basically tidy up the bits and pieces of the mess that I've made. And I think what I'll do is I'll catch back up with myself once I've brought the Colosseum down, but because of the rain I might skip that and get the lighting in first. Right, I have moved stuff. That is all been moved, and in case you didn't realise how big this thing is, look at the size of it. It is absolutely massive. So now I've got to try and carry these down the loft ladders. It's, well, if you just go by comparison of how deep that is from the front, there are 2 double pack brick heads from the Lord of the Rings in there, and you still can't see it from the front. So this thing is absolutely enormous. And now I've got to try and move it. So that is actually a minifigure. There is 2 minifigures at the very, very bottom. Now the plan of what I've got with this is I think, I need break the Apocalypseburg. If I can get a light in there, and when it's all dark and a backdrop, you'll have the light coming through all the holes. So there is method to the madness. And obviously all of the other sets that are underneath there will come down at some point, but there's a small break in the weather, so I want to try and just run down with this and see if we can actually get it on the shelf. Now I have no idea if the shelf is deep enough, and because the shelves aren't screwed on, if it's not gonna, so it's gonna be interesting. So let's see what we can do. I'm gonna carry this down and then I'll catch back up with myself in the other room. Well, that was emotional, but oh good grief, I think without any damage yet, we are in. How I've managed to carry that down the loft ladders without breaking, I do not know. I know some of you be screaming, well, you could have taken it apart. Yes, I could have ever so slightly, but there it is. So that now, will that go up at the top? Hopefully it will do, because it's obviously going to have a bit of an overhang, but I think it would look quite smart up there, because it's a big old set. I'll have to put it up to see if we've got the head clearance, and then if we have got the head clearance, I can just keep it there. I know the other little architecture sets might look lost, but we can just put some bits and pieces around it, because I can make some sort of nice display. It's either there, or I put it up out the way for now, and then I drop it down in that gap, and it's basically got its own like little mini land / architectural section. Because I think if I got one of these little lights, I think it would look quite smart with all the lighting coming through. So I've got some planning for that, so I can actually use the sets. Because obviously each one of these have got the holes in, so you can see just like that. I think it would look quite effective. And if you haven't seen this set before, yes, you go tan blind when you build it, but once it's built, it is absolutely stunning. And then you've got all the extra levels on the back end of it as well. So nothing broke. It got a little bit wobbly, as you can see, but nothing broke off. So if I can, I'm just going to try and plop you back down where I had you, which was a risky place in itself anyway, and then we'll get going. Right, away we go. Yes, you're on the wonk, but you're on a tripod, which, well, you're on a handle grip, and I can't be bothered to put you on the little tripod. So will this fit on the shelf? For starters, that screw is definitely going to be in the way, which is really, really annoying. I should have taken it out first. I've just put the impact drill away. bear with me. Just like that, it is out and done. That can go back after. Let's get this thing up and on, and just basically, I'm clutching at straws and hoping for the best, because how I got it down with the loft ladders, I don't know, but how I'm going to get back up again without breaking it. Bearing in mind, I carried it like a pizza and then had to press it above my head, so I just walked down the loft ladders hands free. So that's probably not a very good idea. I might need to clip that bit back together before we have an Ninjago reenactment, which I'm still picking up the pieces for. Right, let's see what flex we've got. Have we got the ceiling height? Because it does look like there's a load of space, but this will eat it. So will this go up and on? Right, we've missed the ceiling. Oh, we're about 50% of the way on. What do you reckon? Get away with that? Is that just gonna snap? Might have to add a little bit more shelving onto that, but that's where we're at the moment. So it is huge. So I will mess around with this. I'll extend the shelf a little bit at the top, but that's what that looks like up there. So I don't think that looks too bad, to be honest. I think we can get away with that. I might actually bring it over into the middle, because it's, or I can either, this is the thing, I suppose what I need to do is get all the other sets in that I know that we want in here, and then have a sort of proper shelf cutting, because the issue that we've got is that I can either drop that shelf down, or I can drop it higher, raise it higher, drop it higher. I could raise it higher to give us more space for the boxes in the middle. Then obviously if I do that, the Colosseum will have to basically stay where it is, and then those bits will go with it. Because you can see that they're sort of 9 inches tall, and they are still quite far off the height of the back of the Colosseum. They're slightly taller than the front, but they are off the back. Right, next thing that you're going to do is you're going to catch up with me tomorrow when we actually get the lighting in. Day number 2, look at the size of that thing on that shelf, and we have had a delivery. So if some bits are out, what I'm going to do with you is probably plonk you up on a shelf and then just figure out exactly what's what. I have actually cheated and I've already got all this stuff open, so again thanks to Jay. Went round to his, sorted all that out, and he had his first proper Marvel live stream last night for the SDCC. So I'll link his channel in the description below, because I ended up making a surprise cameo as a fill-in, which was good fun. But this is the kind of thing that we've got. So we've got 2 of these. I will, like I said, I'll do it as a speed build to actually get it open, but if I can just use the one hand. It comes up in a nice little pack. Then you've got some Velcro. Open that up. Open that up. And then you have a nice fancy light on the inside. So that is your light. It's got all your power supply and stuff. And then that is your stand. So I'll either do the speed thing if I can be bothered. If not, it'll just be done straight away like this. And there we have it. Right, I've just bodged them in. They are both built. So you've got the one at the top, and then you've got the one there now. Obviously all the lights are off. How bright are these? That is light number 1. That is wrong way. Light number 2. Quick little test, you're now on the tripod, and it's just the 2 studio lights only. There's no overhead light at the moment. I just want to check this without the flicker. Obviously, I don't use the GoPro anymore for the unboxing. You're going to be on the Sony camera that I've got, which has a much clearer picture, I think, as long as it's bright enough. Only other thing I can think of is putting the overhead strip on as well. So we'll do that now. And that's with the overhead light strip on. So I don't know if that's going to make too much of a difference. Hopefully it's not flickering too much in the camera, and this is taking that flicker away. Obviously, until I watch this back, I won't know, so we're going to probably basically see this exactly the same for the first time. So this is going to be the basic setup. Now, before we wrap this video up, because obviously I need your help with regards to the stuff on the display, and I've got to get little bits and pieces built, so it is going to be a slow burner. What I would like to do is the Marvel DC bits and pieces I would like to put on that shelf just to my right-hand side. Then also what I'm thinking of doing is maybe picking up an Optimus Prime, having that on there, because I think, again, it's the same kind of thing, and it would look really, really smart. I've had my eyes on it for such a long period of time. But I would also like to maybe get some of the Hasbro crossover Transformer G.I. Joe figures, because they will transform exactly the same as Optimus. So it will be a very good, interesting comparison to how Lego's done it compared to Hasbro. And then if I get invited back onto Jay's live stream again, it does then mean that I can actually have some other things rather than just Lego in my backdrop as well, because he is a massive action figure collector. So the stuff that Lego do is only that close, so it's just these Wolverine things, and then we've got the Batman and Spider-Man, so I do need to pick up Captain America and things like that. But if, for example, I did the little spin box and then we brought it back down, does it look alright? I know the table needs to be pushed back, I'm headbutting the boxes behind me because I've got that set up a little bit too low. But it is what it is, so until we watch it back, I'm not really going to understand or have a clue. I think it's bright enough, I think. So we're going to get off this camera, go back onto the easy GoPro, turn these lights off, turn all the lights back off, we don't need them on, and then I just want to get the figures up at the top, and then more than likely we'll start to wrap it up. So we're back in the GoPro in a dark corner, standard, but what I can do, if I am clever enough, maybe what I should do is just spin that round, because that's how easy that is to do. So I think they look really, really nice together on display. And what I didn't realise is actually the Batman is a lot taller than the other two. So I've had to sort of arch him over ever so slightly just to be able to get his little antennas in on the side. Obviously you can see Spidey is just the height there, and Wolverine is a little bit shorter. But the plan is maybe to get a couple more, add them up onto the shelf just as a nice display. Then, like I said, maybe get the Transformer bits up at the top, and then what I can do easily is just pull them out from here and then just dot them onto the shelf, because obviously we have got the tumbler and the Batmobile and everything like that on there. And yes, that is how much that is overhanging on that bit just there. So I'm going to wrap the video up in a completely different position. I've raised the tripod ever so slightly. The top light is now back off, and I've got these two studio lights and me. And actually, if I look forward, they're not too bad at all. They have got some sort of filter over them. Do need to mess around with them ever so slightly. So fingers crossed, you can see me enough. And the plan is the backdrop should be dark enough, because I keep looking over in that bit, and I think it might be, that then I can get a light behind me, and the light behind me will then be in a different colour, and it will light the shelf up in a completely different colour. So that is the plan of attack. But what you are seeing right now, all going well, he says, if I can then just grab a different box, is I would be sat here, that would be like that, we would do this, and then we would just go from here, and hopefully that is coming through all right. There is a little bit of a shine on there, but the lights are low. What I would do is then obviously just raise the lights up, I would imagine. So I'll just keep messing around with it, but I think it's coming through cleanly enough on the box. So feedback, let us know. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this sort of update build series. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one, because this is all new to me with regards to display sets, to be honest. It's not something I've ever thought of, ever done, but like I said, upstairs, which you've already seen with me carrying that Colosseum down like a pizza, it is going to be a long slog to get all of that fixed and set back up again. So there's plenty of sets upstairs that would work very, very well with regards to just coming out on the shelf, and then obviously 1 or 2 new display sets that will be coming out, and it's nice to spice it up. But obviously what I want to be doing is using this as a full-blown unboxing studio / live stream area, so it's just permanently set up, so it's just as simple as what it is now. I can just sit down, I can just crack on, I don't have to worry about it, but I am waffling. So guys, that is the end of this bit. Like I said, by part 2, because it'd be maybe in a two-part thing, there'll be some more equipment arriving. We can check those lights out as well, and then hopefully by that point this will be uploaded, and then I can start adding in your feedback with what would work on the back of that shelf. But until it arrives, then there's no more that I can do. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Obviously comments below with regards to the feedback and the lighting. I know I need to move some little bits and pieces around, but as I am right now, I don't think it's too bad. Until I watch it back, I'm not really going to know. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.